everyone, this is over 1 million dunks here, and I want to show you a recreation of what the first 100 dunks I did on my channel was. So the first time I did my first 100 dunks was on May 14th, 2022, a little over 3 years ago. So in that 3 years time, managed to achieve over 400,000 dunks. But May 14th, 2022 was actually the first time I started doing this. I did the first 500 dunks on that day, but I want to show you exactly what the first 100 dunks looked like, just so you can see how long I have come since the very beginning of the channel. Here we go. Just want to let you know this is not the actual footage because I was 3 years younger, obviously, when I actually did the first 100 dunks. I'm going to just show you a clip of what, around the best clip I can show you of how it actually was. So yeah, here we go. So basically, like, I think the first two dunks I was just like this because I was like thinking that I wanted to, I guess, do like just some crazy dunks. I never even actually did them, but that's just my mindset at the start. So obviously it wasn't as good as it is today. So like every like few seconds I would come back and just dunk. And I think like a couple minutes later, a new strategy came to my head. I would just do this, and then pick it up, and do it again. Obviously, it just is not as great as it was, but doing all of those dunks, like 100 of them, took about like 5 minutes. And obviously, like, it got to the point where I got to number 20, and because I've never done it before, my arm was starting to hurt really bad from doing all of it. But I still managed to get to 100 despite that. I kind of just slowed down, and my first actual video ended up being 7 to 8 minutes, around that. I actually don't think I need to show you like all 100 dunks, but I just think that you get the idea of how it was. And basically me dunking like this was just how it was for around like the first 1,000 dunks. It did end up slowing down, it went from like 10 minutes to 5 minutes to like 3 minutes or something like that, around for the first like 10,000. But then around 15,000, I eventually started to just dunk like this. Obviously, like a 50% chance I would like drop it on some occasions. So, and obviously I was pretty slow, and it would hurt my arms quite a lot when I did it at first. And that's why I ended up taking like a lot more breaks in between. Like after like 10 dunks or something, yeah, after like 10 dunks, I would have to like take a break and my arm would hurt really bad. It would just take up a lot of time in the video, but that's just how it is like when you start to do something as crazy as this. And obviously, the more I do it over time, the less my arm would end up hurting. And now I basically can just dunk like that without even looking at the camera because I've done it so many times. But at the start of a journey, things won't be as good, and everything has a beginning. And that is why, if you were to start to fast dunk like I did to start, if you just try and go in and think you can do all the stuff I did like immediately, it's not gonna work. You're gonna like your arms is gonna hurt really bad. Which is why you just need lots of practice with it. Like I have for 3 years. In 3 years doing it, I've probably done probably like at least like 75% of the days after May 14th, to be honest. And I actually used to do it every day, but then I ended up cutting down to weekends, so I could use those for like streaming and an extra type of videos like these. Actually, this is not even a weekend, but most of the time when I do these type of videos, it is going to be on a weekend when I have more time. Obviously, I think y'all remember around like the 350,000 mark, I actually ended up switching hoops after I did this one for such a long time. And after you've done like with the hoop I've done for around 75,000 long dunks, it just feels so weird to dunk on this again because the ball just feels so small compared to the one that I'm using right now. Which is why if you were to go back to what you did at the beginning, it's just gonna feel so weird to do it because you're going back to how you started, and when you start, it doesn't feel weird. In fact, it just feels hard to do. And it really is just a lot of things in life. You're gonna like struggle at first, but the more I did it, it didn't really seem to hurt as much, and it kind of just feels like it's automatic now because I've done it so many times, and even dunked 1,193 times or something without stopping for 13 minutes straight a couple months ago. So if you want to watch that, I think I still have that video up. So yeah. But I think overall, what I want to say is that after that, like probably around 20,000, the dunks started to get a lot shorter, and it ended up being from like 2 minutes to like 1 minute by the time I reached around 50,000. It ended up getting a lot faster, and then probably around 400,000, I didn't even need to take any breaks anymore because I've done it so many times. And honestly, I don't even need to look at the camera. I could just like look at the camera and then smile and not even look at the hoop. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. Hope you learned a message from this and then how my first dunks actually started. And you can kind of just tell from my first video on this channel, like, you think I didn't do the first 207,000 dunks. Basically, you can just tell, like, on the first video that I had done it for months because I did it so well in that. But I can assure you, when I started doing this, I did not do well with dunking. So that's just the message I want to point out with that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.